People told me I couldn't do a lot of things.
I feel like I'm the chosen one.
Look at this. We created this. This didn't exist before we were here. All we are is proud and passionate. I love Toronto. I love this team. And we're going to the NBA Finals. Let's go!
Nothing matters but winning.
You're going to the NBA Finals for the first time in your career.
Canada, the NBA title is yours. The Toronto Raptors are the 2019 NBA champions.
We are here for episode 10 of Rapzville Weekly. I'm your co-host, Gabriel Chelio, along with my other co-host,
Adam Casucci.
And today we're going to be talking about end-of-season decisions. So a little bit of contract, salaries, and we'll see how long this takes us, maybe even some off-season signings. So right off the bat here, we had a couple of contracts that are set to expire at the end of this season. We have Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka, FVV, Hollis-Jefferson, Malcolm Miller, Chris Boucher, and then a couple of the younger guys who have some extensions in the works. So, Adam, right away, who do you think is a guaranteed must re-sign type of player?
Okay, so when looking at the players you mentioned, I say Marc Gasol has to be let go right now because of his age. He's aging, and at the salary he is making right now at $25 million, it's way too much for what he does bring a lot for the team. I'm not going to underestimate his value, but for $25 million, that is a lot of money for a 34, 35-year-old coming into the season, right? So I don't think we should re-sign him. Gabe, opinions on Marc Gasol?
We're starting off good. Right now, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think he's a very smart player, great passer, helped us with our championship run, that's for sure. But as of his play of this season so far, and it's been filled with some doubts and some injuries, but compared to Ibaka, I think that his play has been, mediocre at best. And I think for 35 years old, I wouldn't want to re-sign this guy to a contract that gives away a lot of money. If he's willing to take a big pay cut, okay, maybe we can talk. But if he's asking for, a large sum of money around the 20 mark, I don't think he deserves it.
How about like a 15? 15 you wouldn't do?
I don't know. I think I'd be willing to give him like a 10, 12 at best, but I don't think he should be given a lot, right? Norman Powell right now we got him on a $10 million contract approximately. So like for a player that produces as much as him for $10 million, I like it. I think Mark is getting a little overpaid right now, especially for, what's to be done next season, because we're going to see some more pay, let's say for FEV, for example. I think we've got to take cuts where they're due, and I think Mark has to be the first to go because, 35 years old, that's you're nearing the end of your season, man. He could retire soon, and we don't want to sign this guy for long, especially not for a lot of money. We already made a decision to give Lowry a contract at 34 years old. He's getting $33 million. He's one of the highest paid players in the league right now. For that age, like Lowry's going to be in a similar boat. That once he's done his contract next year, 2021 season, and he looks for another contract with us, I'd be happy to give it to him based off of his loyalty and great play with us. But he's another guy at that old. He can't be expecting to be getting this much money anymore. Kyle Lowry's another guy. I think you got to give him the maybe 20 range. I know people would even argue maybe even less, but I would be happy maybe Kyle Lowry getting a $20 million contract and then a front end contract, so it recedes in the back end.
Okay. No, bringing it back to the Marc Gasol, yeah. So you're basically saying that his offense is declining, right? He's not putting up the points he put up at Memphis early in his career. He doesn't have that offensive spark. He still is an anchor on the defensive end. Still has the IQ, still can bring. His speed, athleticism has gone down.
Lose weight. Wait, hold on. He lost weight. We're yet to see.
Yeah, he did lose weight, so I'm assuming he's going to be maybe a little, I don't know, a little faster, I'm assuming. But
we'll see.
He is aging, right? So it's kind of, I don't know.
His defense is definitely solid. I think the problem here is that, like, even his offense, it was good when we had him. I'm not saying just the Memphis days. When we had him go against, in the playoffs, he still produced. He still did his part. Just this season specifically, he's been having a tough time. And I think that it's, one of the signs he's slowing down. And maybe that was his job right now during quarantine, was to get himself into better shape and really work at it and, improve his game so he could be of more use to us. So that's where I think I'm headed with this. Moving forward with that, though, like the re-signs, I think guaranteed is I think we should have Serge and Fred next year for sure. Fred VanVleet, obviously a young star, rising star, playing great, a starter now. And Serge Ibaka on the other end of Marc Gasol has been playing amazing basketball. He's had a lot of big nights where he's played hot, played good, making shots. That killer top of the key mid range Lowry handoff to him. That's his spot. And I think that he deserves the money. Right now, Marc Gasol is getting paid $25.5. Serge is getting $23. If we're going to give someone that extra contract like Mark at 25, I'd be happy to give Ibaka a little bit of a pay raise, 25, 26. He's 30 right now, so I'd be okay with it for a couple of years. And then Fred VanVleet, obviously, you have to give him the money. He's worthy of a raise. He's got $9 million right now this season, age 26 years old. We just signed Pascal to that $30 million contract, roughly 29 next year, and then back-ended increases up to 36 almost in 2023, 2024. So I think Fred VanVleet is now worthy of a little bit of pay raise if he's going to be a starter and possibly take the reins from Kyle Lowry when he's gone. He deserves that money. I think you can agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. No, I totally agree. And moving back to the Kyle Lowry, I think he does deserve the money. Currently, right now, he is making $33 million. I mean, and next year it goes down to 30. I still see him as a 25 plus million player. I mean, he's done everything for our franchise. He does deserve the money. Yeah. And and he has work. His work ethic is literally unreal. He's loyal. He shows our youngsters how to play. Really sets an example for the team. And I mean, I think that's why he really deserves the money. And he's a leader for our team, and no doubt. Moving on to the Serge Ibaka, at $23 million. I mean, he has had an amazing season this season before it got cut off by COVID. I mean, he's been playing great. For real, a double-double guy, like a solid guy getting double-doubles. Very efficient. The post hook, the mid-range, shooting it at a high percentage. Can shoot the 3 ball. Can guard the 4 or the 5 with Mark playing at the 5 if they want to put them in at the same time. He's been playing well. Rim protector. He does change a lot of shots at the rim. I think your point about bringing him up to maybe 25 or 26 is very valid. I think that he does deserve, like based on his play, he does deserve the money. Fred VanVleet at $9 million. I'm thinking at least 25. I mean, 25 or 20 to 25. I mean, this guy has been unreal. He is the future for our team. His playmaking, he is a floor general. He can organize a team by himself. Everywhere he's been, he's won. And there's no doubt he really deserves the money. I mean, 20 to 25. I mean, there's a lot of other players that I think he's better that are making 20 to 25 million. So I think that he does deserve money in that range. I mean, he's proved it. He can score. He can play make. He can defend. He's the full package.
I think that 20 would be a good start, and then back end contract. So maybe 20 next year, and then 23, 26, maybe even 29 if you keep him long term. I think he's good for that back end deal, and starting him off at 20 would be a good jump. And the same thing. Going back to Lowry for a second, like that's what I don't know about these guys is the age. Because they play good. Kyle Lowry's playing good for his age. I just don't know when is the age going to catch up to them. I guess we're going to see a little bit what happens when the season restarts now. Are the quarantine legs going to play a part? Or guys going to get injured a little bit more, sore a little bit more? Is that going to force some guys maybe to start thinking of retirement? Because I watch a lot of YouTube videos of NBA players and guys playing 2K, and they do simulations of the next, let's say 10, 20 years. And a lot of the time, a lot of the players start to retire a lot more later, and they're higher up in all the stat categories and stuff, like overall records. And I think the age comes with maybe this day and age, and athletes are more aware of what they need to do to keep their bodies in shape. So it's possible that we can see these guys playing good till they're 37 and stuff, and maybe signing a contract or an extension on one of these guys wouldn't be that bad. It depends on how they keep up their body, and I guess we got to see what happens once the season starts to see what the effect is.
No, I think Lowry has a good, in my opinion, I think he has a good 3-4 years of great play left in him. I mean, he's getting better every year. I haven't seen a decline with Kyle. I mean, he's been steady and he's been better actually going throughout the years, kind of like LeBron James, a same pattern there. There's just no decline with these guys. I mean, Kyle works hard. I mean, some people can say he's like injury prone sometimes because he does hustle and he does do the dirty work sometimes, diving for balls, taking charges, which might lead to injuries sometimes. But I mean, I don't know. I don't see him declining anytime soon. I mean, this is a guy who's been doing this for a long time, and he knows what it takes to win. And I think he's the type of guy with that gritty attitude. Philadelphia, born and raised. I mean, I think that he won't be declining anytime soon. Very tough guy. I don't see him retiring
for a while
before 40.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we gotta wait and see then. I think we can. Let's keep it going here. What do we think now for other guys we want to keep? We got some role players: Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, Malcolm Miller, Chris Boucher, that are going to be up this year, and then we don't know how much they're really going to ask for as they enter free agency. What are your thoughts here on signing these guys as players? Let's not talk about money just yet because I don't really know what they would ask for. But as players, who would you like to see stay in this team?
Okay, so I'm gonna break it down player by player. So we got Rondé here, a great inside finisher, great rebounder. I mean, he could rebound so well at the 4 for his size. Defensively, he's very versatile, can guard plenty of positions. On the offensive end, he is. I feel like once he got into the system of the Raptors, and I mean, he started getting into the groove of the season. He did have some chemistry with the guys.
Dallas Mavericks
making a lot of high IQ plays. But he cannot shoot the ball. That is the downfall. You can't put him in a corner, or you got to put him in some type of action, whether it be a pick and roll or like a handoff or something, because he cannot shoot the ball. He has to be a guy rolling, or he's only effective within 12 feet
like
of
a
the net, right?
fast-paced type of style here, like Dallas Mavericks 30-point comeback, that quick, get a defensive stop, get on the offensive end, and make a play happen. He can be that inside guy that either can kick to the corner or get a rebound or something, but I see what you're saying on the offensive end.
Yeah, it could be a bit of a downfall there, but I think he brings enough energy that I think that it just, I don't know, he brings enough energy to the floor that I think that it kind of overpowers his ability not being able to shoot.
The downfalls.
And which I think is a big thing. I would keep Rondé, and if he asks for too much, I mean, where would you say the limit would be with salary? If he asked for like more than $8 million or 10, like where would you go?
I don't want to be like too harsh because I see him as a role player. I think that he's a great addition to this team. I like the way he's played with us, and I think that he started to fit the system near the end of the season when we had like that hot streak of games. We're talking Dallas Mavericks comeback as well. I think he fits the system. I'd like to see him on our team. I like the new dynamic we have going even without Kawhi and Danny. But I don't think anyone here is like worth too much. Like we're looking at Norman Powell right now, $10 million, right? He's got $10 million, and he's practically, I say, six man. I guess you can call him six man. And he puts up great numbers and he plays great. Rondé has less of a role. I think the cap for me, maybe $8 million at max. I'm not going higher. I don't want to be harsh and give him like a 5 or a 6. So I'll just say 8 max.
Yeah.
But that 5-6 is also in my range of what I think he should be given.
Moving on now to Chris Boucher. I mean, we do have a friend Enzo who loves Chris Boucher.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
I mean, he is, I think, going to be our backup center.
Possibly.
He has produced great. Yeah, when even in the West game stretch this season, playing against the Lakers, the Clippers, he's been well. He's been playing totally, I think, above average that I've seen him play. I mean, he can rebound the ball. He can shoot the 3, winning the G League MVP, which is a great thing. I feel like we need to use him more. I feel like in the offense, he's just a guy, kind of a putback guy, or sometimes rarely used in a screen and a pick and roll.
True.
Sometimes just hanging out on the perimeter. just like as an extra option to shoot the 3 ball. But he's not afraid to shoot it. Like the announcers are always said, have always said, Matt Devlin, Jack Armstrong. He's not afraid to shoot it, and yeah, he can shoot the 3 ball at a high percent. Gabe, opinions on Boucher?
It's good confidence. I think that he's like, especially when he first started getting put into the rotation, and he just wasn't scared to take those big shots and started to hit them. Started to make a mark early on. I think this season, now that he's been given a little bit more of a bigger role, we're starting to see a little bit of his play style, and I think some of his athletic abilities are also tremendous. You see, he comes in from the paint and just starts flying to the 3-point line to block a guy, and he can get there, and his length is phenomenal. You think Pascal, as Pascal started, right? We got G League MVP, being a long, skinny big man, and who could shoot the ball a little bit. It's a little more uncommon. I think that Chris Boucher, he's really skinny. I think it's bound that he has to put on some weight if he wants to be more effective, maybe even in the Raptors rotation. We're used to some of our bigger, stronger big men, Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka. So I think that, that some weight would do good for Chris Boucher, but I think that he's got a really unique body, that long, skinny. He can block, he can shoot. He's not afraid to get under there, whether it's LeBron jumping at him or a 7-foot, 250-pound center. He doesn't really care. So I think that he's got a good attitude, and I think he's willing to work. So I would be willing to re-sign him. He's got growth and potential. It just depends on how much he's willing to do, I guess. We're talking, he's 27 years old right now. He's getting paid a minimum salary. I wouldn't mind if he's fine with a lower salary, minimum $1 million. I would be fine with that. Right now, OG Anunoby's getting just 2.2. Chris Boucher's getting 1.6. And next year, OG goes up to 3.8. So nothing crazy. And OG's a guy who's obviously has a little more importance in the lineup than I think Boucher does, even though he's younger. So I think that Boucher, if he takes a minimum again, I'd be happy to re-sign him as a player. I think he's doing good with us. It's nice to see that our lineup is getting a little more well-rounded with age. We used to be a little heavy on the veteran side. We got obviously Lowry and Mark are two of our older guys, 34 and 35. Serge 30 to round it out. And everyone else is hovering around that 24, 25, 26 range. We got VanVleet 26, Pascal 26, Rondé 25, McCaw and Stanley Johnson 24, TD 23, OG 22. I think we have a nice mix here of a nice young core to go forward with. So yeah, I think Chris Boucher is a good look for us. Malcolm Miller, do you want me to start, or do you want to take this one off the bat?
Malcolm Miller, I feel I would have to let him go.
Okay.
I mean, he's great in the locker room. I've seen him. He's had a great attitude. Doesn't complain about not getting minutes. I mean, I'm assuming he does work hard. But I feel like when he enters the game, I don't know what it is. I feel like he's just asleep. Like Malcolm Miller. Like I don't know. I feel like when he enters the game, it's just like he's not ready to play. I mean, and when he does shoot, it's like a nonchalant 3-ball, and like I don't know if it's because of like the time he's getting like in the game, like it's because it's the last 2 minutes or whatever, like because of the time. But I mean, I don't know. I don't see him like working for that position, trying to beat other guys out at his position. I don't see that steady improvement every year that I want to see, with him.
Okay.
So I would say for me, I would have to let him go. I don't see an improvement, maybe for a draft pick, second round, something,
Yeah, okay. I think I agree with you. I don't see the best out of him either. He's 27 like Chris Boucher, and I think Chris Boucher is more talented and shows more potential and ability to work and improve his game. Malcolm Miller, we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. He could be doing a lot, practice-wise, improving his game, but we're not seeing it on the court. I think that some games he's played pretty averagely, but I don't think there's any sparks of excellence like Chris Boucher with those, like a chase down block or a putback or something like that. I don't think Malcolm Miller is doing enough for us right now, and I think he's just simple as that, a role player and a last 2 minute player type of guy, I guess. I don't think I see much more out of him, so I wouldn't be opposed to letting him go if it meant bringing in maybe a younger talent out of free agency or even out of the draft or something like that. If we have to move some spots around, I wouldn't mind that either. Okay, so what do you think now about the other guys? So we got some contract extensions that I believe are not fully guaranteed yet. I think they're partially guaranteed, but guys like TD, Terence Davis, Matt Thomas, and Duan Hernandez all looking to come back with contract extensions. personally, I don't think that I have any problems with this. Terence Davis obviously has had a fantastic rookie year. He's played, tremendously. Another guy undrafted like FVV, and he's come out with a bang. He's had some great nights. He can shoot the ball a little bit. He can drive. He's explosive. Pretty good defense too. I like his height in that guard position. He's young. I see potential with him. I think that he got snubbed on like some of the rising star stuff, and he almost got rookie of the year. He got one mention, right? We talked about that. I think that he's a great player for his age. I think I can see a lot of potential in him, and I'm excited to see him, grow and blossom on this team because I think I like what I see so far, and I'm excited to have him back. Matt Thomas as well. He's had a pretty good season with us. He's come on a bit, shown some sparks of excellence. First couple of games I saw him play, this guy's shooting a bunch of threes back to back. I'm like, where did this guy come from? He's shooting great. And, filling in the spot of like Danny Green, one of our shooters last year. I think that Matt Thomas is doing good for a young player, 25 years old, to, play a decent role on this team, a nice role player. Get in there, shoot some shots, hit some threes, play your part. I think he's a good role player for now, and I'd like to see him back next year. And Duan Hernandez, I haven't seen much out of him, like minutes wise / like performance. I'm hopeful maybe next season if we're seeing a little bit more of him to see what he can do and if he can be effective. But we do have a bit of bigs. If we lose Marc Gasol, I guess that would be his time to show some minutes as a third center, third big, who he'd get a little bit more than he does now, obviously. So I'd be excited to see what he has in store for us, but obviously I don't know how much potential he has in him.
Okay. All right. So I guess my opinion on Terence Davis, I mean, obviously, like you said, playing phenomenally. I mean, he can do everything at the guard position: defend, shoot the ball, drive. He's a triple threat. He has an NBA-ready body, like I mentioned before. I mean, I have no problem extending his contract. Even whatever he wants after that, I don't mind giving to him because I think, honestly, this guy deserves it being undrafted, coming into a team, a veteran team, adjusting, listening to what everyone's saying, and kind of doing his role. And I don't think he goes. He tries flashy. I mean, he is a flashy player in dunk wise, or he does make some highlight reels. But I feel like he is a very good guard to have. Duan Hernandez, like you said, Gabe, I haven't seen too much of him. I mean, maybe next year in the third center role, like kind of playing Chris Boucher's role this year. I think he could get some minutes. I mean, I want to see more of him. But I don't know. I don't think he could shoot the ball too well. When I've seen him play, even in the 905 or whatever, haven't really seen him shoot the ball well. He has been an okay inside scorer I've seen, and defensively he's all right, but I want to see more of him this season. I think he has a lot to bring. We haven't seen too much to judge. Matt Thomas, great player. I mean, he can spread the floor. He's not just a 3-point shooter. I mean, he's like they call him the sponge because he soaks up information, and he tries to put it out on the floor. He tries to adjust, and he tries to use it to his benefit. I mean, he takes what other veterans are saying to him, and I mean, I think he's not just a 3-point shooter. He can also dribble inside and pull up for a mid-range, and he does have IQ, which is very important, I think, as a shooter. Not to just start jacking up three-point shots. I mean, he can actually make a play. If someone's open, he can make the right pass, So I think all three of these guys, I don't mind extending all three of these guys.
Yeah, I agree. I think for what they've done with their short amount of time here, it's been promising because, they haven't had the most amount of time to adjust to the NBA / maybe our team's play style, stuff like that. They're new. And I think that what they've done so far is pretty promising. And, they did a good job. So I'm happy to see them back. Maybe you want to comment on the last couple of guys, like what you want to do maybe with Paul Watson or O'Shea Brissett. Do you have anything to say about those guys?
Okay, so for Paul Watson, I think we've seen him one game.
I honestly don't know much about these guys.
Right before the COVID stop to play. Paul Watson, I haven't really seen much of him. I want to see more of him. I don't want to judge him off of like the two plays he's been in, the 2 games. But I think he is a big guard. I think he's like around 6'5", and I've seen some highlights on him, and he looks pretty like he looks like he can shoot the ball well, and he can drive. I mean, hopefully he can play make as well, being at the guard position and play defense. I mean, I hope he can improve. I mean, but I don't know. I don't think I don't know if I would take him over O'Shea Brissett if we want to extend one of those two-way contracts between both of them. I would have to go with O'Shea Brissett because he, even in the, I remember seeing him in a couple stretches this season. In the Boston game around Christmas time, he played well. A couple guys were injured, and he kind of filled that role. He can play as like a 4 or like a bigger 3. He can play in those two positions. And yeah, he can shoot the ball well, stretches it out. He's a former Syracuse college player. And I think I would extend him, to be honest. I mean, I think he fits well on the team, works hard, happy attitude, very positive. I say extend him.
I'm not going to give too much. I'm not going to really say too much on these guys. I haven't seen them too much, play-wise, so I'm not going to comment on whether or not I think they'd be good on us. I'm fine with O'Shea Brissett, 22 years old. Definitely a lot of room to grow, so I'd be happy to take him in as well. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stay safe. Yeah, that's us signing out. Peace.
Peace.